The man painted a sweater on his body, just to prove to his wife that he was living well abroad, but the wife thought the man's clothes were too small, and wanted him to turn around for her to see. The man twisted his body and refused to turn back. Suddenly the man stood completely still. No matter how his wife called, he did not respond at all. The wife thought it was a bad network connection, so she hung up the phone. In fact, the man had only painted the front of the sweater, with nothing on the back. The man washed off the paint, and rode to the farmland with the village chief. As soon as he arrived at the farmland and prepared to work, his wife called again. The man had to claim he was sketching outdoors. The wife immediately noticed something wrong with the signal tower in the distance. The man could only make up an excuse to deal with it, but suddenly a wig flew onto the man's face. The man said it was because foreigners suffered serious hair loss, but the wife sensed something was wrong. To keep his secret from being exposed, the man stood still again. The villagers behind him also cooperated one after another. The wife thought there was no signal again, so she walked around the room looking for a signal. Seeing no response from the man for a long time, she had to hang up the phone. Only then did the man and the villagers heave a sigh of relief. It turned out that for his hometown to become prosperous, the man gave up the chance to study abroad. To deceive his wife, every time she called, everyone would cooperate with him to act. Until one day, the wife called the man and said she had come to a popular resort with her friends. When the man saw the scene on his phone, he was so scared that he rolled off the bed. The man immediately ran out and peeked over the wall. He confirmed that his wife had come to their village. To prevent his wife from discovering his secret, he put on a mascot costume and followed her. He even took photos with his wife. When the wife saw the familiar wheat field, she still became suspicious. She wanted to go up the tower to find out the truth. The village chief stopped them, claiming it was a village secret. To apologize, the village chief gave them gifts, and so they ended their day's trip. The wife took a bite of the food given by the village chief. Unexpectedly, it tasted exactly the same as what her husband had sent home, so she immediately returned to the village entrance and uncovered the blocked photo. To her surprise, her husband was the top leader of the village. She hurried to the place where the man was working. The villagers were all terrified when they saw the scene. The village chief immediately put on a wig. Some villagers tried to warn the man, but he was caught red-handed. To find out the truth, the wife began to look for her husband. Walking along the road and looking at the paintings on the wall, she recognized at a glance that they were all painted by the man. At that moment, the man was still sitting on a chair resting. When he saw his wife appear behind him, he was so scared that he stepped back several steps, but the wife did not blame him at all. She just gently took his hand and chose to forgive him. At this moment, the man felt everything he had done was worthwhile. This might be the power brought by family.